Hello out there. How are you? Oh my God. This is Hey, what up, hillbilly? What's up? Yeah, I was listening to some music. That's why. Hillbilly, I want to show you something, okay? A picture of a photo. It's of a place that's been on my child. It's been with me since I think I was about 4 years old. But I'll tell you something I find kind of creepy in a way that involves Square in a way. Banana. I mean, Square wasn't even born at the time when this was taken. Okay, okay. Oh, here we go. Check this out, okay? This is something I haven't told anyone in more than 50 years, man. It's been around, but it's kind of hilarious in a way, okay? I don't know. Okay, okay. You see this building right here? This greenish building here? Okay, this is a tortilla shop, okay? And they've been here and they've been in business for more than 50 years, I'll say. Maybe 60, I don't know, but they've been there a long time. Well, let me tell you a story. It goes like this. Back then, all of this was dirt road. And I was coming home. I think it was with my mom or something. We were coming home on the bus, and the bus was driving around here. And right here, there were these two guys who looked kind of creepy standing outside. I think one of them was inside, and the other guy was outside. I think he was talking to him. And I just looked at them, and I stared at them. You know how kids are. They want to see everything they see around them. And I looked at them and I say to my mom, "Mommy, those men are scary over there." Boom. And yeah, yeah, that. So check this out. I bet now, coming to the present, I bet now where Square lives, I bet there are kids out who live in the same vicinity where Square lives, and they say, "Oh, I don't want to go by that creepy man's house. He scares me with those big eyebrows." Huh? Yeah, but the two men I saw, yeah, but the two men I saw sitting for, I don't know, they look, I mean, they just kind of look for me creepy, but gotten, who knows? Maybe they were creepy guys, maybe they're not, maybe they were just some guys chilling out, I don't know, but they were smiling at each other, like laughing at each other. I think a joke or something. Okay. But now here's the fun part. This neighborhood you see here. This is where I first. This is the neighborhood I lived before when I first came to the United States. And you see this tree right here. These two trees. Well, back in the day, these two trees were not there. So I have a picture somewhere around here. I don't know where it is, but where I am right here standing, and the picture is nearly 50 years old. Oh yeah, my sister took it because she was on her way to school. She and her boyfriend were just having, I don't know, with pictures, and they saw me. Let me take your picture, Carl. And they took a picture of me there. Yeah. So now, let's go over here. Church right here. This is a church. This is where I was baptized. This house right here. This is the house. This is where I came. This is when I first came into the world. It was in this house right here. I was born in this house. Yeah. This was all dirt road. This house used to be a mom and pop store. The owners are very good friends of my mom and dad. And over here, we used to climb, we used to take walks here, all and stand right here where this tree is. I don't think the tree was there. And we used to check out if the circus was in town because they used to install the circus around here, but not anymore because of all these buildings and everything. Oh, yeah. And right up here, there used to be a shop here, a tortilla shop. And people used to come here from miles and miles. I don't know why, because I think their tortillas were the best. And over here, used to be a barber shop here. Barber shop no longer. And over here, right here, there used to be a drugstore here, a pharmacy. I used to love going over there, especially to the freezer where they had all the ice cream. Love going there. That was my favorite thing. I would just go directly to the freezer and get my cone. Like, oh yeah. And as you go down here, this store right here, there used to be a store here, but now I think it's now a mom and pop store. But back then, it used to be like an old, like some kind of a discount for like a very mini Walmart. This store, big. It was called the Glory or something. But that sadly they closed it down because all the neighborhood thugs would always rob it, steal things like shoplifting. Sometimes they would stick it up, arm right like that, and the owner had to sell it. Yeah, yeah. This is the water authority right here. This used to be another mom and pop store, but now no longer. Now this is a Six store. In Mexico, this store Sixes, they're like nationwide stores. And this is where I used to go to school over here. Back in 1975-76 school year. This school right here. Can't see it from inside, I'm just gonna zoom outside. This right here. It was called, you see that? Colegio, it was called School Christopher Columbus right here. This was a private academy. It was an elementary school. I mean, it's still there, it still operates. Another store, a laundromat over here. Man, here's a nice story you don't hear no more. Rarely you're gonna hear. This park right here. You see these basketball courts? They used to be, there were several of them. Just one of them because they made a big auditorium. You know where they have karate events, boxing events, whatever. This is a community center. This is a baseball uh, uh, a park. This park, yeah, is a park right here. You're not gonna believe the story about I'm gonna tell you, but you see, there was no grass here when I was living there. You see, now you have grass. Back then, all of this was all dirt, all of it, no grass. And over here in this park, I tell you, it was like 8 o'clock at night. Your typical night, it was 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. You still see kids playing right here. Still remember that. This was back in 1975. Not anymore. According to the locals, they don't go there no more because they say it's full of low lights who hang around there. Mhm. And over here, down here, this is a weird name. Let me show you. This shop you see. This is an auto shop, a body shop right here. And look at the name of the guy, T.B. Ricci. This is the name. This guy used to, back in the day. Now he's like in his 70s, but he used to be a really tough guy on the streets. Real tough guy. Not too long ago, about a year and a half ago or something, or a year ago. I think it was earlier this year, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe longer. Some a year ago it was. Somebody came around and threw a Molotov cocktail at one of these businesses. I don't know if it was this one or that one. Somebody threw them. Yeah, yeah. I saw a police story. I saw that in a police story. Yeah. I don't know why. Somebody probably didn't like the service work they did, or I don't know what the fuck. As you can see, they do like here, they do motors, transmissions, differentials, mufflers. They do diagnostic, tune up. And here you see you have the yeah. I think it look like this big hill you see here. Several years ago, I talked to this lady who's about a little bit younger than me, and she would tell me stories that she and her friends would roller skate past going here. And I tell you, man, roller skating down here, psh, and this street, and this is a two-way street. I mean, you have to be very, very lucky to order to survive because you get, the dangerous, the street. Can you believe it going? Psh, psh. I mean, here it doesn't even look as bad, but if I'm gonna show it to you now. Here on hill, you see that coming up psh, on roller skate. Psh, that. Oh my God, I wouldn't even want to do that. Fuck. Now we're going to downtown area. Yeah, this is Tijuana. This is the city that Filthy Animal mentions about the donkey shows and everything. This is the city. And this is the city where I was born, and this is the city where I go sometimes to visit friends and relatives. And I tell you, the donkey shows were done many many years ago, but they banned them. That was back in the 1950s. Yeah, Over here, check this out. This house right here, many people claim that it's haunted. Right here, this house right here, they claim that it's haunted. And you notice the window? Notice the window right here? You know why is the window sideways? You know why? Because they claim it keeps away evil spirits. And legend has it, if you remove that, evil spirits will come back. But yes, this is a goes back to the 1940s. They say when they knocked on the door, yeah. And this you see here called OXO stores. These are just like 7-Elevens. Just like 7-Elevens. They're all over Mexico. Almost everywhere. They're all over. This place, in my opinion, I don't know why, but these streets, since I was a kid, they have always fucking freaked me out. And over here, this used to be a cool movie theater. Neon lights here. Neon lights. The movie used to show here. I remember that. There was a story. You heard the movie. Oh, link don't work? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I know why. Oh, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Okay, if you're here, that link works now. I just put the wrong letter. So this theater right here was very old. Right here, when I was a kid, I did a recital here on this place here. This used to be a This used to be right. You used to this. You used to. Yeah, yeah. This used to be big. This used to be a nice. Very. This is you like. You like. This is the best place. This guy. White. He was. He used to. What was it? Yeah, yeah, this was bad. What's he doing with this? There used to be the oh my this one it used to be this at one time. Used to be okay, you know, the biggest part. No, no, part. This is a situation. Used to be that'll be the long pieces. Station. See, no, no, Yeah, so this is the red light district. This is one place you don't want to go to. Yes, this is a place where at one time, years and years ago, they had the donkey show. They're very interesting. Here and right here, this is all the Sin City. But as you go more here to this place here over here, this is like more of a church. This is the regular side of town. This is the cathedral, the main cathedral of Tijuana. There used to be no market. Hmm. There used to be no market over here. These are the old buses we should take home back in the day. But this is old. These buses no longer operate. They don't exist. Hmm. Hmm. Shamrock stores. Yeah. And over here, I can't believe this. If you're standing here, you could see here. This is 3rd Street. This is called a Mutual Street. This is steamed tacos, they call these. They sell over there. Very good. I haven't had those in, oh my God. Right here, you know why this lot is vacant? You know why this lot is vacant? Let me show it to you more. This lot is vacant, you see, and and it has and it's protected, I think, by some wire, barbed wire. You know why? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because it used to be. They say the place there used to be a house, and people claimed that the house was haunted. And after that, nobody wanted to buy the house. Nobody wanted to buy the house. So for years, whoever owned that house decided to just, what the fuck? Nobody wants to buy it. Okay, I'll tear it down. Yeah. This store right here, oh my God, this thing I remember, it's this supermarket. Man, those guys been there for more than 50 years now, man. And up here, I used Mm. Oh yeah, but oh god, this used to be. I was going up and up and up. Hmm. This they call this avenues. They call the five corners. You got one corner here, five. Number two, one, two, three. Okay, four and five here. They call it the five corners. And as you go up here, there's a curve. They call it the curve of death. They used to call it, but I don't think anymore. Because way back in the day, back in the 60s, this used to be a death trap right here. This curve right here, they call it curve of death. This is one of this what this is on the way to the beach. And here, back 50 years ago, I used to live around here. Oh yeah, up here. Let me show you up here. This was all dirt road at the time, but let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you a story, sad story about this fence you see here. About this fence. When they were building that fence originally back in '74, some kids were playing around there, and the cement wasn't dry enough. So one day, these kids were playing there, and the wall collapsed, and one of the kids there who was playing got killed. At the time, I was about 8 years old when I heard about it. God, it just fucking scared the hell out of me. It freaked me out. I don't know why I heard people talking about it. Everybody was talking, but it just freaked me out. Yeah, this is where I used to live, but this was all dirt road at the time. I used to live in these apartments right here. This is the hallway. And this house you see here, this is the kitchen window. This is the bathroom. This is where we used to live. I'll tell you a story. When my sister's boyfriends would come in to visit, my dad didn't want them to go inside the house. If he saw them there, he would freak out if he saw them. So the guys would come in instead of uh, um, instead of going into the house, instead of going to the apartment, the guys would talk to my sisters right here from the kitchen. From here, from these kitchen windows, they would talk to. And yeah, and here's another interesting story about this building. If you were there in 1984, there in 1984, 1984, July 18th, you would be the witness. You would have been the witness. Hey, hi, hi, Kanye Yin. You would have been the witness to one of America's most brutal, worst mass shootings. You would have you all you could hear. You would hear the the gunshots and the sirens coming, the police sirens and everything, the helicopters you could hear because you could see it. The McDonald's, you could see it, and you could from there because there was a report. There was a story about some guy who saw it in his binoculars. And in those days, you could have recorded with your VHS video camera, but in those days, not everybody had them. They were pretty expensive at the time, or you had to rent them or something. Yeah, yeah. Up here, you believe it? Now to the funny story. I remember I was standing here, just playing around, and right here there was some guys drunk, and they were like singing. They were drunk singing. They were just hanging around, drinking beer. They were and talking, shooting the shit and all that kind of stuff. And this neighborhood kid came around, and he had like I don't know what he had. He had like this cup or something, and he started pouring the cup down. And one of the drunk guys, he thought somebody was fucking trying to pee down there, peeing, playing a joke on them. All I saw that one of the drunk guys said, "What the fuck?" He grabbed the rock and he saw, oh man, it's two kids. What the no big deal. Boy, it fucking scared the hell out of me. I thought he was gonna throw the rock at me, man. I thought the dude was gonna throw the rock at me, man. He said, "Oh, just a bunch of kids, fucked up." Oh, he thought he was, somebody was playing a joke on them or something. Yeah, check this out. This used to be another mom and pop store. But turns out that the people that own this mom and pop store are the real mom and pop store who owned the mom and pop store when I was there. Had the same name, La Panchita. That was the name of the lady that owned that. Yeah, her son was killed in an armed robbery years ago here. Years ago when they had the other store. Wonderful lady. She was a very she was very well loved around that community. She used to organize these games, soccer games between neighborhoods versus that on these. Yeah, really nice lady. Yeah. And here's another story. I remember I had a firecracker with me. And check this out. I was standing, I think, right here. Maybe here or here, but I was here. And I noticed there was a cop car coming this way towards us. And guess what I did? I threw I I I I, I threw a firecracker. Boom. And the cop car was coming. And the cop car was coming. But I wasn't afraid. uh, uh, different those days. But can you imagine doing that in the middle of the streets and you uh, cherry bombs and that right now? God.